Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling, well, one of golf's most maddening parts, right? The short game.
Oh, definitely. It can make or break a round.
Exactly. You know that feeling. You've smashed a drive, hit a great iron, and then you're just off the green. And that little chip, it feels like it could be anything from a tap-in to a total disaster.
It really is where scores are made or lost.
Those shots around the green are so crucial. But what if, and this is the interesting part, what if there was a system, almost like a mathematical way to approach it?
Yeah, a way to take out some of that guesswork.
And gain some real control. That's exactly what we're going to explore today.
We are indeed. We're diving into a fascinating approach from Henrik Jentsch. It's called the pitch and roll system.
Okay.
Presented by Golf Academy, 360 degrees, and it's powered by AI Golf Chat. And this isn't just, chipping it up there with feel.
Right, not just winging it.
No, it's a precise, calibrated method designed to give you unparalleled control over those vital short shots. It turns the arc into more of a repeatable science.
Okay, so our mission for you listening is to pull out the key nuggets from this pitch and roll system.
The real takeaways.
Yeah, give you a shortcut to consistency, predictability. Get ready for some serious aha moments about distance control around the greens, turning that guesswork into something you can rely on.
Sounds good.
So let's start with the big why. Why is the short game just so critical? Henrik Jentsch really hammers home two core ideas here.
Right, what are they?
Well, first, mastering distance control and putting. That's your main weapon against three putts,
Yeah,
right?
it's absolutely crucial. Eliminates wasted strokes.
And second, making those simple chips or pitches consistently close. So close that one putt is almost a given.
Yeah, turning potential bogeys into pars, pars into birdies. It's all about minimizing strokes near the green.
Exactly. It sounds simple, but it's often the hardest part.
That's true. And for both those things, distance control on the greens and around them, it really hinges on one key step, often overlooked.
Which is?
Calibrating for today's green speed.
Ah, okay. Not just a general feel, but for today.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a one-time thing. The system presents it as a daily ritual, essential before you play, because green speeds change day to day, even hour to hour sometimes.
Okay, daily calibration is key. But you mentioned something really interesting for putting, specifically the core putt drill. It's not just hitting putts, it's how you observe them. And something about the neck activating the cerebellum. That sounds different.
It does, doesn't it? But it's fascinating. The drill has you hit 3 putts, flat area, same backswing, same follow-through, eyes locked on the ball.
Okay.
And here's the key bit. You only turn your head to look after the third ball stops rolling completely.
Huh. Why wait?
Well, the theory presented is that this specific neck stretch and head turn activates the cerebellum.
The cerebellum, that's for motor control, right? Balance.
Exactly. It's like the brain's control center for motor skills.
Yeah.
By delaying that visual feedback and then making that deliberate physical movement, the head turn, you're giving your brain a really clear signal. You're telling it to register and internalize the feel of that day's speed.
So you're kind of hardwiring it for the day.
Sort of, yeah. You're resetting your body's internal GPS for the course conditions, not just looking and guessing. It's about creating a physical, a kinesthetic connection.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I can think of so many times I thought I had the speed and three-putted the first hole. This daily ritual idea.
Yeah.
It highlights how much we usually just guess.
We really do.
So once we've calibrated our putting GPS, how do we apply that same precision to the shots around the green?
Good transition. Once the brain's tuned in for putting, you move to the 5-meter pitch and roll test. This is for calibrating those short game shots.
Okay, 5-meter test. How does it work?
You stand exactly 5 meters off the green edge. Then you pick a landing spot about 1.8 meters onto the green. Often that lines up with the fringe cut, the mowing edge.
Right, 1.8 meters on.
Then, using your pitching wedge, you hit maybe 3 to 5 shots. The focus is a low, flat flight landing right at that 5-meter spot consistently.
So carry distance is key.
Exactly. You want to see how far the ball rolls after carrying 5 meters. So maybe your pitching wedge carries 5, rolls out to 10 meters total. That becomes your baseline roll distance for today, for that club.
Got it. That's the starting point for the math problem you mentioned.
Precisely. It sets the stage for the whole system.
Okay, so with that internal GPS calibrated, the groundwork is laid. Now, let's get into the actual shot, the pitch and roll.
Yeah.
Henrik Jentsch uses that specific term, not just chipping. Why is that distinction important? For many golfers, chipping is about feel, touch. It can be quite variable.
That's a great point. And pitch and roll isn't just semantics. It really redefines the goal for these shots, especially unobstructed ones from a flat lie.
How so?
What's fascinating is the objective isn't just to get the ball airborne vaguely towards the hole. It's about achieving a short, very repeatable flight,
Okay.
combined with a predictable roll. The execution has specific elements.
Like what?
Landing it consistently 5 meters beyond where you stand. So if you're, say, 3.2 meters off the green, you're still aiming to land it 1.8 meters on the green.
Always that 1.8-meter landing spot from the edge.
Generally, yes, as the initial target. You achieve this with hands slightly ahead of the ball, a body-driven rotation letting the torso carry the club through.
Less handy.
Exactly. And minimal wrist action. Very little hinge. The goal is that low, flat flight. Think of it almost like a long putt that just gets a little hop over the fringe.
Okay, I can picture that.
And then it rolls out predictably on the green surface. It removes the inconsistency of wrist hinge and relies on that steady body turn.
That sounds incredibly precise, almost mechanical, compared to how many people approach chipping.
Yeah.
So once we've calibrated and nailed that basic pitch and roll with the pitching wedge, how do we handle different distances? We're not always 10 meters total from the hole.
Right, yeah.
That's where roll mapping comes in, isn't it? This sounds like the real math problem part.
It absolutely is. This is the genius of it, really. You start with that baseline from your 5-meter test. Let's stick with the example. Pitching wedge carries 5 meters, total is 10 meters. The core rule for roll mapping is, for every extra 2 meters of roll needed, use one less lofted club.
Okay. Less lofted means like a 9-iron, 8-iron.
Exactly. So if your PW goes 10 meters total, a 9-iron should give you roughly 12 meters total.
2 more meters.
Right. An 8-iron about 14 meters,
Yeah.
7-iron 16 meters, 6-iron maybe 18 meters.
And the key is?
The swing mechanics stay the same. That's crucial. Hands forward, low flight, aiming for that same 5-meter landing spot on the green.
So you're not trying to swing harder or softer.
No, you're just changing the club. You solve the distance problem by selecting the right tool, the right club, based on the roll needed. It becomes a calculation, not a feel adjustment in the swing itself.
That consistency sounds amazing. But, well, golf courses aren't always set up for a perfect 5-meter landing, are they? What if you're further back, say 11 meters off the green? How does the math problem handle that?
It does handle it quite cleverly, actually. It builds on that baseline. If you're farther back, your example of 11 meters away, that's 6 meters beyond the initial 5-meter baseline from the edge. The adjustment is straightforward. For every extra 2 meters you are farther back from that 5-meter landing spot, you use one more lofted club.
Okay, wait. More lofted, like PW, 9-iron.
Yes. So let's say you needed 16 meters total roll, which normally would be your 7-iron according to our earlier mapping.
Okay, 7-iron for 16 meters total.
But now you're standing 11 meters away from the green edge, needing to land it at that same 1.8 meter spot, which is now 12.8 meters away from you. Your carry needs to be longer. Let's rethink the example slightly for clarity. Say you need 16 meters total, usually 7-iron from 5 meters off. If you are 6 meters further back, 11 meters off, you need to carry it 11 meters to land 1.8 meters on. The system suggests using a more lofted club. If the 7-iron was for 16 meters total from 5 meters off, from 11 meters off, you might compensate by going perhaps to a 9-iron or even PW, carrying it the 11 meters needed, but achieving the same 16 meters total roll because the higher flight will roll less.
Correction. Let me reread the source logic for being further back.
I see the example provided. If you'd use a 6-iron for 18 meters total from 5 meters off, but you are 6 meters farther back, 11 meters off, you'd use a 9-iron. You carried 11 meters, but it still achieves the same 18 meters total roll. My apologies, the adjustment logic is specific.
Okay, so from further back, you use more loft to achieve the same total distance as a lower lofted club would from closer. That's counterintuitive, but interesting.
It is, and the source emphasizes this, allows control up to about 27 meters, with misses rarely more than a meter. It really shifts the focus from how hard to which club.
Removes a huge variable.
It does. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's these subtle adjustments, grip, ball position, the swing feel, that make the whole system work repeatably.
Right. It's not just the club selection math. There are specifics in the technique, like keeping effective club length consistent. How does that work?
It's quite detailed. You start with your 6-iron, the lowest loft in the system. You grip it choked down, lower on the grip than usual, near where the shaft starts.
Okay, choke down on the 6.
Then, for each club with more loft 7-iron, 8-iron, 9-iron, pitching wedge, you move your hands up the grip towards the butt end, by ½ inch each time.
½ inch per club.
Yeah, so by the time you get to the pitching wedge, you're gripping it at the very top, the full butt length.
Why do that? Why this meticulous grip change?
It's clever. The why is to keep the effective length of the club the same for your body.
So the distance from your hands to the club head feels consistent.
Exactly. This means the only major variable changing is the club's actual loft. Your body can make the same swing, same radius, same arc. The club's design then dictates the different flight. If the length changed, you'd subconsciously adjust your swing plane or posture. This simplifies the task for your body.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Isolates the loft. Now, what about ball position and lie-based adjustments? Lies are rarely perfect.
True. The standard ball position is center or slightly back in the stance. For a right-hander, think between the inside and outside edge of your right foot.
Okay, standard position.
But you adjust based on the lie. Standard lie, maybe like a good 7-iron lie, play it normally from the center, slightly back position.
Right.
If the lie is poor, a bit thin, maybe sitting down a little, and you move the ball back slightly, maybe to the inside edge of your right foot, and critically, you jump to the next less lofted club. So if you were going to hit a 7-iron, you now hit an 8-iron. Correction. Checking the source again. My mistake. Poor lie. Ball to inside edge of right foot, jump to an 8-iron. Very poor lie. Ball to outside edge of right foot, jump to a 9-iron. Okay, the source implies using more lofted clubs for more slides when moving the ball back. Let me reread that adjustment.
So ball back.
Yes, ball back. Poorer lie, inside edge right foot, jump to 8-iron. Very poor lie, outside edge right foot, jump to 9-iron. The principle is that moving the ball back naturally creates more forward shaft lean at impact.
Right, hands ahead.
Which delocks the club. So by using a more lofted club, like a 9-iron, but playing it way back, you get the shaft lean needed for a clean strike from a bad lie, but the effective loft ends up being similar to playing, say, a 7-iron from the center. It preserves the shaft lean, prevents scooping.
Wow, okay. That is clever. Using ball position and club selection together to manage the lie and maintain that downward strike.
It's a really smart way to handle variability without changing your core swing motion drastically.
So to really embed that feeling, there's a laser feel visualization.
Yeah, it's a mental cue. Imagine a laser pointing out the back of the grip end. During the swing, that laser should track so it passes just left of your lead hip for a right-hander.
Promotes that forward lean and body rotation.
Exactly. And there's a drill, too, the body-driven movement drill. You grip way down low on the shaft near the club head, rest the shaft against your left hip, and then just rotate your hips and upper body together. Yeah. Minimal hand action. It forces you to feel the rotation leading the swing.
Really isolating the body's role.
Precisely. It helps ingrain those key swing sensations, setting up with weight slightly forward, maybe 5-5-45 on the left side.
Little bit.
Initiating with a small shift towards the target. Extending and pushing up through impact that helps the arms straighten naturally. And always, always keeping the hands ahead of the club head. No scooping.
That prevents the thin or fat shots.
It creates that consistent strike, the low flight, the predictable roll, makes it truly body-driven.
Okay, this is fantastic stuff. Let's quickly recap the core principles for everyone listening, because it's a lot of precise info. 6 key things from this pitch and roll system.
Let's do it.
1. Calibrate green speed daily. Use the core putt drill and the 5-meter pitch and roll test. That's your daily GPS.
Non-negotiable first step.
2. Consistently lam the ball 5 meters past your position onto the green, usually about 1.8 meters in from the fringe.
The target landing zone.
3. Map your roll distance by club. Choose the club based on the total distance needed. Remember, roughly 2 extra meters of roll means 1 less lofted club. The math problem part.
Calculate, don't guess.
4. Standardize your grip. Choke down on the 6-iron, move up ½ an inch towards the butt for each more lofted club. 7, 8, 9 PW. Keeps effective length the same.
Consistency in setup.
5. Adjust ball position for the lie. Standard lie center back. Poorer lie. Inside right foot. Use 1 more lofted club like 8-eye instead of 7-eye. Very poor lie. Outside right foot. Use even more loft like 9-eye. It manages the lie while keeping shaft lean.
Adapting to conditions systematically.
And finally, 6. Swing with body rotation, minimal hands. Keep that shaft leaning forward. Visualize the laser. Feel the body leading.
Body-driven. Hands quiet.
The final message really sums it up. Treat it like math. Locate the ball, define the 1.8-meter landing spot, calculate the club for the total roll. Don't guess.
Exactly. And maybe this raises an important question for you, the listener, to think about further. We've laid out the system, the mechanics, but truly understanding how your body interacts with the ground during this.
Ground reaction forces.
Yeah, exactly. How elite players use the ground to optimize contact, generate stability, and control. That could be a whole other layer. Understanding that could unlock even more consistency in applying this precise system. Something to chew on.
Definitely food for thought.
Okay.
So what does this all mean for your next round? Well, you now have a systematic, almost mathematical framework, a way to turn those often frustrating short game shots into something reliable, controlled.
Take the guesswork out.
Absolutely. You've got the tools, the method, go out to the practice screen, put the math to the test, and start getting up and down more often.